Thank you. Obviously, I rise in support of Senator Roberts' motion. I have read the book, Welcome to Sex. I've read the book. And let me tell you in this place right now that it is filth, it is degeneracy, it is disgusting. And my problem with the book is not just that it speaks to children, it's that in our society today, we have become so comfortable with sexualizing children, with sexualizing our most vulnerable. And I tell you all right now that it is wrong. We must protect children. And it has become apparent, so apparent, that the current system is inadequate. Now, publishers, they are only required to submit their books for classification if they themselves believe that their book may require it. It's akin to, I don't know, a Scout's honour type of system. Scout's honour, I promise it's all good, don't worry about it. Well, mate, it's not all good, because we've seen the content in this book and other books, which I'm sure some of my fellow senators will talk about after I'm done with my contribution. Now, publishers, they are releasing books which are inappropriate for children. We all know that, that's clear. And children are being exposed to this material, which is obscene, it's degenerate, it's filthy. I'm going to keep harping on about it because that's exactly what it is. Now, I believe that penalties must apply to publishers who fail to meet their obligations under the Classification Act of 1995. They've got to feel the pain. They need to be punished, penalised, these people. They're degenerates. Now, since my first day in this place, my office has been inundated, has been swamped, has been overwhelmed with calls from concerned parents, grandparents, teachers, everyone relating to publications that are accessible to children that they deem to be unsuitable. Unsuitable. Now, if you don't think, people at home watching this broadcast on social media, if you don't think that there is a war being waged against children in this nation right now, well, you haven't been paying attention. Or maybe you just haven't visited your local bookstore or gone to your local library lately, because there is a war on for the souls and the minds of this nation's children. That's what's going on. Now, I obviously believe in preserving the innocence of children. When I first became aware of the inappropriate book titled Welcome to Sex, as previously my colleague Senator Malcolm Roberts spoke about, I decided that us as a society, we had to draw a line in the sand. We had to draw a line. We had to say, enough is enough. Stop coming after the kid. Now, this book, it's obviously marketed at preteen children, but as was mentioned previously, the author, Yumi Stein, said, this is what she said, that she would be happy for a mature 8-year-old to read the book. A mature 8-year-old, it does not exist. Does not exist. Now, I bought a copy of that book myself, and I can tell you right now that there are things that I, as a grown adult, learnt from that book, and I can never unlearn it. It's disgusting. It's degeneracy. This book talks about all kinds of sex acts, and it provides instructions and graphic illustrations on how to complete these adult sex acts. I won't name them because I want this video to be seen by people and not to be censored on YouTube, censored on Facebook, censored on Twitter, and censored on Instagram. I want people to see it, so I can't mention the sex acts, but it's that bad. Now, adults, you can do whatever the heck you like. Nobody cares what you do. You're over 18. You're an adult, each to their own. But why are Australian retail stores selling material like this aimed at children? And obviously, most importantly, why isn't the book classified? That's my issue. Classify that book. Publishers, they've got to do their jobs. And if they don't do their jobs, they've got to face harsh penalties. We cannot put a price on children's innocence. Children's innocence must be protected. Let them be kids for as long as possible. Let them enjoy their childhood. Don't fill their heads with garbage. Now, on the 19th of July, I wrote to the Labor Party Communications Minister, Michelle Rowland, expressing my concern, my immediate concern about this book. Why is it unclassified, Minister Rowland? Minister Rowland hasn't replied to my letter. I'm not surprised. Minister Rowland, does Minister Rowland care about children? I certainly hope so. I certainly hope so. Minister Rowland, reply to my letter. Show that you care. Now, the title itself, let alone the harmful content, should have prompted the publishers to have submitted the book for classification. And there is the loophole right there. There is the loophole. It's up to them to determine. They determine if they should submit their own book for classification, and that needs to change. That needs to change. Now, on the 21st of July, I wrote a similar letter to the Deputy Secretary of Communication and Media, who oversees the operation of Australian classifications. They are the entity responsible for the classification of children's books. Now, I questioned if they would exercise their authority to call in this book and other books, to call it in, and I am yet to receive a reply from them also. Now, this book has been, and all the other books, all the other filth out there, all the other garbage, all the other indoctrination of our children out there, all of those publications that seek to sexualise kids, all of this has been met with public outcry, and it's clearly not in line with what the public expects and not in line with community standards. This is just one of many books that requires urgent review. Now, the current classification system, it obviously needs reforming. It needs strengthening. We can all agree on that, I hope. Let's not play party politics here with children, with the innocence of children, because that's rubbish. Let's not do that anymore. It needs reforming. We must not allow publishers to continue to release material targeted at children, at prepubescent children, preteen children. We can't allow them to do it. It's adult content, what they're doing. Now, obviously, I commend Senator Roberts for his motion. I and the entirety of the United Australia Party stands with him. And if you're a member of the United Australia Party and you don't stand with me and Malcolm Roberts right here, right now, send in your cancellation of your membership, because we don't want you in the party. Go and join the Labor Party. Go and join the Greens. Maybe even go and join the Liberal Party. You're not welcome in the UAP. The UAP will not stand for this garbage. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Thank you, Senator Hanson. I'll say it again. I've said it before. Leave the kids alone. Stop sexualising children. Now, to my friends and colleagues in the Liberal Party, you got to stand up. You got to stand for something, because right now, you guys and girls, you know what you are? The public sees you as this. You're Labor light. That's why you keep losing elections, and that's why you will continue to lose in the future. You got to stand for something. I've read your We Believe statement. Your We Believe statement is a tour de force in freedom, in what's good and right in the world, in conservative values. All you gotta do is stick to your We Believe statement. And if you won't stick to your We Believe statement, don't you worry, the UAP's here. We're going to nip away at you, and we're going to take every single darn seat you have eventually. Not today, but in the future. You guys, you got to stand up. If you don't stand up for kids, that's the end of you. This is it. This is your line in the sand. Forget about the Greens. Forget about the Labor Party. They're cooked. We know that. They're cooked. It's up to you guys. And if you don't do it, I will. Thank you.